Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. There is one question which most people have consistently asked on this platform. And this week, many people asked me to do a video about it. Is President Uhuru Kenyatta and his deputy William Samoei Ruto playing Raila Odinga ahead of 2022? That's the question. And this week, Mutula Kilonzo Jr. allegedly stated that Uhuru Kenyatta is actually playing NASA, that is working in favor of the Deputy President William Samoei Ruto. In this video today, I want us to go into the details. Why personally, I don't think President Uhuru Kenyatta is playing Raila Odinga. But before we do that, if you're watching this channel for the first time, I want you to take a second or two and click the subscribe button so that next time we produce a video like this, YouTube will automatically notify you. Now, back to the main question. Is President Uhuru Kenyatta playing Raila Odinga? And why are Kenyans even raising that question? Kenyans are raising that question because President Uhuru Kenyatta and Raila Odinga had the handshake. And after that handshake, the politics of this country changed completely. And many Kenyans could not really understand the objective of that handshake. And they started questioning the objectives. And several theories were actually brought on board. The first theory was that President Uhuru Kenyatta wanted to run his government smoothly, without any disturbance from the ODM side and specifically from Raila Odinga. Those advancing this theory believes that since the president's term was coming to an end, he just wanted Raila Odinga to be on his side. Because without bringing Raila Odinga on board, then there was no way he was going to work smoothly. He was going to be disrupted. Now that's the first thing. Then there's the theory that President Uhuru Kenyatta actually disagreed with his deputy. And those advancing this theory are even suggesting that the deputy president had planned to impeach President Uhuru Kenyatta from office. And therefore, the handshake therefore President Uhuru Kenyatta reached out to Raila Odinga to save him from the impeachment. But there are those who also believe that the handshake was actually a strategy to block the Deputy President William Samoei Ruto from ascending to the presidency. Personally, I strongly believe that the objective of the handshake was to try and lock out William Samoei Ruto from the presidency. And if not that, it was also a strategy by the president to take charge of his campaign, of his succession politics. The question is, has President Uhuru Kenyatta succeeded in his succession politics? The answer to that is no. So I want to explain to you guys, and I want you guys to listen to me, why I strongly believe that the handshake between Raila Odinga and President Uhuru Kenyatta is not about the president betraying Raila Odinga. The other fact is that the president has not managed it so well, and the deputy president outmaneuvered them. And therefore, you can conclude that the handshake is actually a blessing in disguise to the Deputy President William Samoei Ruto. Why am I saying this? Why am I saying that Uhuru is not playing Raila? Number one is the 2022 promise. We were all alive when President Uhuru Kenyatta stated clearly that he's going to support his deputy in 2022. He didn't say it once, severally. In fact, William Samoei Ruto's path to presidency was actually very clear. The only thing which was standing between William Ruto and the presidency was actually the remainder of Jubilee term, especially after they won the election. But everything changed. As we speak today, the president is not keen on supporting his deputy. If the president wanted to support his deputy, he only needed to facilitate the deputy president, to ensure that Central Kenya is consolidated, Rift Valley is consolidated, and maybe just tell the DP, we go outside there, tafuta hizo zingine, the rest, leave for me. If the president, for example, wanted to make William Ruto the president of the country today, it would be a very easy task. They already have the tyranny of number. Mutai Ngunya had already crafted for them the dynasty versus hustler narrative. So because of the 2022 promise, the president is not playing Raila Odinga. He's actually blocking the deputy president, William Samoei Ruto. That's number. Number two is campaign financing. If there's one thing which is expensive in this country and elsewhere, is campaigns. I know friends who had money, ventured into politics. By the time they were leaving politics, these guys are broke. Raila Odinga has funded his campaign 3 times. Give it to him. There are people who finance their campaigns, gubernatorial, maybe senatorial, maybe members of parliament in the last election. They are yet to rise up. And again, traversing the country alone, if you want to traverse this entire country, from, let's say, when campaigns kicks off, daily, it's a very expensive venture. So there's a way normally campaign money is raised. One of the best ways campaign money is raised is through government tenders. William Ruto was controlling government in the first term. In the second term, we've seen his allies being kicked out of government positions, many of them. Then how will William Ruto raise finance money, campaign money? How? Because the other thing is that if he was in government, the government would facilitate. Like, for example, his office of the deputy president, the funding to that office, consistently, they've been reducing it. In an ordinary circumstance, if the president was supporting him, it would mean that the president was going to increase that figure, so that as we move forward, there are certain things which the DP will not be having problems with. Today, if the DP had advisors, they would be paid by the state. But that's not happening. So confirms that it's not about stopping Raila Amolo Odinga. And I'm also not saying that it's about making Raila Amolo Odinga the president. Probably the president wants just to stop the DP, but he has a different plan or someone else who can become the president. Number 3 is the deep state. You know we are going for an election. Currently, interviews for IBC is up. There's an allegation that IBC, as currently constituted, is being controlled by the Deputy President, William Ruto. So there are new commissioners, 4 of them, who are being brought on board. If Ruto and Uhuru were working closely, probably would have been told, bring 2 gentlemen. And they would pursue that. That's how politics is done. But here, Uhuru Kenyatta is recruiting these 4 new commissioners, primarily to deal with the notion that the rest who are currently there are pro-William Ruto. So if they are going to bring their people, what it will mean is that they are going to have absolute majority. So then the next by-election probably, or even the next general election, or even referendum, it will be, if it will be there, President and Raila would have more commissioners allied to them, perceptionally. And number 4 is Jubilee politics. William Ruto didn't need to form the United Democratic Alliance Party if he wanted to become the president. He had worked so hard, sacrificed a lot, collapsed his party to form what he was calling a national party called Jubilee. William Ruto has been kicked out of Jubilee. Anaona tu Jubilee from Viusasa. He can't go even to that headquarter. In an ideal situation, the only thing which the president needed was to make Jubilee stronger, especially in their stronghold. And that was just enough to make Ruto the president of the Republic of Kenya, if you add to the deep state. Now, do you want to tell me that President Uhuru Kenyatta is doing Ruto a favor by destroying Jubilee? We know and we understand that Jubilee has failed and therefore it's unpopular. You can argue that what the president is doing is that he doesn't want the DP to carry the burden of Jubilee. But what or who has made Jubilee unpopular? The person who has made Jubilee unpopular is called William Samoei Arap Ruto. After the handshake, he embarked on a journey in central Kenya to consolidate, telling those people how he's the best, how the president has failed, and people have bought that. So, because of that, he has been kicked out. Ideally, Uhuru just needed to make Jubilee stronger and make sure Ruto has control. Then at the end of the day, it will be okay. And lastly, why I think it's also not true is the fact that there has been a better exchange between President Uhuru Kenyatta and William Ruto's camps. Number one, there was this idea of hustlers versus dynasties narrative. That was a direct attack on the president. I don't think if Ruto wanted the support of the president, he would have done that. That's number one. Number two, there was attacks directed at President Uhuru Kenyatta's family. The Kenyatta's family are not going to take it lightly that they are being insulted. The mere fact that Oscar Sudi insulted President Uhuru Kenyatta's mother marked the end. So you can't claim. And lastly, why I think Uhuru is not keen on playing Raila is the fact that from all indications, Uhuru Kenyatta is facilitating Raila Amolo Odinga. The first thing Uhuru did was to appoint Raila Amolo Odinga as the high representative for the African Union. With that position, Raila Odinga is able to make friends internationally in Africa. He's able to move to Congo. He's able to move to which place. By doing that, Raila is gaining because you need international networks. He's gaining. Beyond that, Raila Odinga can actually even make money. Like that dam, it's called, there's a big dam in DRC, which they are constructing, the biggest in Africa. And again, if you look at President Uhuru Kenyatta, he has actually told NASA core principles to line up behind Raila Amolo Odinga. Uhuru would not be struggling to convince Kalonzo Mudavadi to work with Raila Amolo Odinga. Gideon Moi already disagreed with the other NASA principles. He has already disagreed with them. He has told them that the thing is, guys, let us support Raila Amolo Odinga. I don't have any problem with Raila Amolo Odinga. And because of those, I don't think the president is playing Raila Amolo Odinga. Mutula Kilonzo Jr. has a point and is quoting the collapse of the Building Bridges Initiative process. I personally believe that the president did not manage the Building Bridges Initiative process correctly. He's being advised, and I think I did a video, that the president should actually fire his advisors as a matter of urgency. I don't know what you think, but there are two issues which I need us to discuss. Raila Odinga indicated that he has plan B for the Building Bridges Initiative process. In my view, he might have that, but I think Raila Odinga should forget about the Building Bridges Initiative process so that he can focus more. Number two, there is also this issue of One Kenya Alliance. They met. The information is that Gideon Moi refused to play ball. Gideon Moi is President Uhuru Kenyatta's ally. He refused to play ball. So what does that mean for the One Kenya Alliance, for Kalonzo, for Mudavadi, and for Weta? And of course, Weta is also on record. It's also being alleged that Weta stated that for him, he doesn't have any problem working with Raila Amolo Odinga if the president is going to support him. And what he wants is, he wants to be appointed as the speaker. Let us wait and see how these events are going to unfold. If you're watching this video for the first time, take a second or two, click the subscribe button so that next time you produce a video like this, YouTube will automatically notify you. And to the subscribers, I want to continue to thank you guys for your continued support. Look, Ikwaje. By the way, I realized that when I started speaking, there was a lot of sweat. I don't know whether it's hot. No, I don't know. Yeah, but it's like that. Thank you guys, and may you have a good day.